Hi, welcome to another video of the Targeted Individual Experience, Targeted Individual Program. So, targeting still continue. Now, they have resorted to stealing my medications. So, I recently had two visits to the doctor. One, my regular doctor, she gave me a prescription for ibuprofen for my back pains. And then I see a neurologist. And the neurologist prescribed me Tylenol, which, I didn't know because she never mentioned it to me. Okay, I was in her office, and I told her that I was prescribed ibuprofen by the other doctor, and they're all in the same facility. And she was talking about me doing pain management, and I mentioned to her that the last time I saw her, she prescribed the same thing for me to do, which is pain management. But every time I call the office to schedule an appointment to see the person who does the pain management, I was always given the excuse that we don't know when he's coming in. And that went on for 3 months of me constantly calling, and they're telling me that they don't know when this person is coming in. And so finally, I just said, forget it, because as a TI, this is what they do. This is another form of harassment, another form of denying you care because you're a targeted individual, because you are a non-consensual human experimentation person, okay, or victim, all right? And because you speak out against what's been done to you, they will retaliate. And these are subtle or not so subtle forms of retaliation. And so, as I was speaking to the neurologist, and I told her what happened in terms of me calling, and they're always telling me that that they don't know when this person is coming in, the person that do pain management. And she said to me, you know what, I'm going to give you a list, call your insurance company, and see which person or which if they'll pay for whichever person on the list that you pick. And she said that way you don't have to come here and deal with the BS that goes on here. And that kind of struck me by surprise that she would say that. It's kind of like acknowledging to me that, what they did was BS, and, she's basically left it up to me now to search out on my own a pain management specialist that I can go to, okay? And so that's that, so I got a call from the pharmacy yesterday saying that I had a prescription that was filled. I had to go pick it up. So when I went, sure enough, she prescribed me Tylenol, So again, which is odd because when I left her office, she never mentioned that she was going to prescribe me any medication, specifically because I told her that the other doctor had already prescribed me, ibuprofen. So that was kind of weird. Okay. All right. So moving on. So my last video, I showed, them again, synchronization with cars, the license plate, the number 32, and so yesterday, which was Tuesday, January 16th, I picked the kids up from school, and I took them over to my house. And with all the targeting going on, I had packed clothes for them to were for school the next day, the next morning, and we got in the car. I had other bags with me that I brought into the car, and I forgot their bag with their clothes. But again, as a TI, psychological warfare, coercive persuasion program, it's all psychological. Well, for the most part, I would say all psychological. But it affects you. It affects your mind. It affects your health, physical health, as well as mental health. And I totally forgot their clothes. I just packed, and so I had to go do the laundry. So I had to, it's a good thing I had extra clothes at my house. I didn't have any school clothes, so I just took the clothes they have on them from that they wear to school, and I went and I did the laundry. And so I went to do laundry. I put the clothes in the washer. Then I went back home, and as I was going back to put the clothes in the dryer, I saw a van, and that van wasn't there before, and something on the license plate struck me. Again, now I say this, over the past couple of years, there have been new cars, and when I say new, I don't mean like brand new cars, but I mean cars that has never parked on the block, that has never, people on my block that may have recently bought cars or vans, they give them a license plate with this particular number in it. Okay? And so, again, I talk about the number 32 and the significance of it, of them trying to condition me to that number. Okay? Condition me to what? I don't know. But I know the repetitiveness. And once I see a pattern of repetitiveness, I know that is conditioning. Okay? Because that is the hallmark of any psychological or any brainwashing program, is that there is a repetition of things. Okay? And so I made
here's a new vehicle that started parking on my block, and check out the license plate. See that number? Now, over the past couple of years, there's been a constant stream of new vehicles showing up on my block with that number in there, the same number. Now it's a van.
Okay, so people who are not targeted may look at this and they say, "Oh, it's a number 32." But I want you guys to think, okay? When you walking on the side of the street, or let's say you're driving, and you see vehicles that are being very aggressive, that will, basically speed up in front of you and stop as you're approaching a stoplight. And then in that license plate of that vehicle, there's a number on there, right? Or two numbers. I'm not saying number, I mean, you'll see it like, let's say a group, right? So it's usually two numbers. So let's say the number 18, right? Now let's say you're going to a destination, and along that path you're taking to get to that destination, 4 or 5 vehicles did those same action. Came from behind you, speed up as you was approaching a red light, stopped in front of you suddenly, right? And you're looking at the license plate and you're like, what is this dude doing? I'm gonna call the cops on his ass. But again, on that license plate, you see the number 18. After weeks and months and years of that happening to you, you are now conditioned to recognize that particular number. Okay? So now, they don't have to do it as frequently. Okay? It could be, instead of 6 or 7 vehicles, it could just be 1 or 2. Okay? That way, it's like a subtle reminder. Okay, now also, they have to be a trigger and anchor behind that thing, that number, right? So how did they place that into your mind? How did they whatever it is now that when you see that particular number, you're thinking about how did that got into your subconscious mind. Okay? Because that number is an anchor to something. Okay? And that anchor to something is something that might be an emotion, a thought pattern, and they can attach it to anything. Anything could be a person, place, or thing. Okay, it's like a noun. Alright? So that number now is like a noun. It could be a person, place, or thing. Okay? So how did they condition you to that number? We know the repetitiveness of seeing the number over and in, but it has to be done in a way that which you would recognize it. Okay, so it can't just be cars driving and you're starting to see that number. It has to be done in a way that's like a shock and awe. That way it makes it easier and you're more susceptible to recognizing it, right? And then the anchor part. So what is it that it is to you in your mind that whenever you see that number now, you're thinking about something, right? Again, that's where the brainwashing come in. That's where the mind control come in. Okay? Because I'm sure you didn't give them permission to say, hey, yeah, you can hypnotize me, you can brainwash me to recognize the number, or you can put whatever anchor and trigger inside my mind. So whenever I see something, it will be a trigger to an emotional state or to a thought pattern. Okay? So you see, that's where the illegal action comes into play. Okay? Because they would have had to have access to you in order to put you under hypnosis or mind control and to condition you in the manner which I just stated. Okay? So, that was last night. Now, this morning, as I was taking the kids to school, this guy just, I was approaching this red light, okay? And this guy basically went out of his way, and we could have gotten into an accident just so he can get in front of me as I was approaching this light, okay? And look at the number on the license plate.
It made it their business to
now 4321.
Because I guess
Okay, let me pause this. So that particular number, all right, and it got to be a group, and it's usually two numbers. It'll either be at the end, the beginning, or in the middle. Now, let's say the license plate of the car has more than 4 numbers. That number will be still in there. Okay? So let's say it might be 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 8. And let's say it's 4, 3, 2, 8, 6, 5. That number will still be in there. Okay? When they do it like that, it is what is called a masking technique. Right? Is to hide it, right? So let's say I'm doing all these videos showing that every time I pull up behind a car or a car will act aggressively to get in front of me and stop in front of me, that number is there and it's very blatant. Because they don't want you to have record or video of a pattern that is evolving, then they will again use vehicles that have maybe 5 or 6 number in the license plate, and they will mask that particular number, whatever number they trying to condition you or have conditioned you to. They will try to mask it. Okay,
the license plate, that particular number, they will go out of their way. Okay? I mean, literally, this guy literally came from behind me just to cut in front of me. So
Okay, and there is a reason that this vehicle did what it did, and I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna let the video play.
when they start getting driving aggressive like that, it's because I'm being targeted. Okay, because I was at the stoplight, and how far is he going? As you can see, he's just right in front of me. He came flying from behind me, just so he can get in front of me at the stoplight. Really? Like, how far is he going to get? As you can see, I'm still behind him. So how far did he get? But it's because of that license plate number. Okay, it's a combination. It will be in the beginning, the middle, or the end. That number, the number 32, that I talked about in many videos. That's why I had to, because I wasn't recording until he did what he did. And then I look at the license plate and I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand why he did what he did.
Okay, so this car had to get in front of me, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so he's going to turn down on this block, which is 38th Street and Clarkson Avenue, between Clarkson and Lennox. Okay, now on this street, okay, I have two cousins, both are doctors. One is a pediatrician that my kids go to, and she's a woman, and her brother is a doctor. Okay, so he is one of my doctor. I used to go to him all the time, but sometimes, because he's only there on Wednesdays in the afternoon and Saturdays in the afternoon, because he works at a hospital, and this is his private practice. So sometimes, when I need to go see a doctor during the week early, I can't. I have to go to him, and sometimes, when I'm there, I'm leaving there like 12, 1 o'clock at night, because there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of patients there. And so, yesterday, as I brought the kids to my house, I had my medication, both of them that I had just picked up, as well as I had the Tylenol, the ibuprofen, and I had Risperdal that was prescribed to me by it used to be my psychiatrist, until I realized that this guy was part of the program. That this guy, he was there to, monitor and try to I guess, label me as being having some type of serious mental illness, because this guy would target me whenever I'm heavily targeted and try to, psychologically, covertly tell me to stop talking about what's being done and be quiet. And so, I kind of knew that from the beginning, but I just kind of wanted to feel him out also, and I kind of wanted to observe the type of things that these psychiatrists who participate in these sort of programs do, so I can do my video and talk about the stuff that they do. Okay, so last night I brought in my medication. I had another bag with food in it, and I put it on the kitchen table. Right, both of them. Right. So later, after bathing the kids, feeding them, my son was doing his homework. I was helping my daughter doing her project, and I went to get some ibuprofen because my back started hurting, and the bag with my medications were gone. Okay, so I'm driving myself, rampant, trying to find my medication. I went in my bedroom, I went to the living room, I went back in the kitchen, looked, could not find it. So I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I left it at the kids' mom's house. Came here today, looked, not there. So at that point, I was like, I knew that I brought it with me, and I knew that someone stole it. Now, the only other person in the house with me was my nephew, Nikim. And then my niece came in. She took a shower. I was in the bedroom. She took a shower, and she left. So it has to be between those two, okay? And they're not going to say I took it, because they lie. They lie all the time. They take my stuff. They, whatever food I have there, they'll eat it. Without saying, hey, let me put it back. Let me ask Nigel. That's one of the things when you're a TI and you live with people, is that they will feel that they can take whatever is yours. Because they're targeting you psychologically and you confront them, they will say to you, oh, I didn't take anything, you're just crazy, you didn't put nothing there. Okay? That's what they will say. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay. Then my sister came home from work, and my nephew came in. My son was in the kitchen doing his homework, and he broke, a glass cup. So I went in the kitchen, and I was asking my sister, I'm like, is that glass on the floor? And she's telling me no. And I asked her again, is that glass on the floor? And she's telling me no. Now my son is right there. Okay. And my nephew, he's a pothead. Okay, he's a pothead, and he comes in after smoking his weed, and he just started acting a fool, and so he ended up knocking the glass down and breaking it. And I asked my sister, is it glass? She's telling me no. Finally, I went in the kitchen and I looked on the floor, and there was glass there, and I was so upset. But you know what? I didn't want a conflict, and I didn't want to get irate. I just told my son, I said, come here, don't step where the glass break, go put on your sneakers, and then you can go back and do your homework while she cleans it up. Again, what's the reason for lying to me about that? I just don't understand it. But, again, that's my experience as a TI, and the people around me who participate in targeting me. You see how their personality changes, how they behave towards you, and it's never in a positive way. Okay, it is always negative. They try to excuse their behavior by putting it on you. Okay, and so that's what happens. So I guess they figure, well, I'm going to go to my cousin who's a doctor to have him prescribe me, more medication. So by having the vehicle do what he did, trying to trigger me with that number, and then turning onto the block that with my cousin officers, okay, that is going to prevent me from going there, okay? Just want you guys to understand that. Just want you guys to understand the type of silent subliminal messaging that goes on. That's what they do to me, okay? Okay, well, I'm gonna end the video right here because I got another video that I want to play, and I don't want to play this whole thing. All right, so now I dropped my son off, and as I pulled out of the parking space and I came up behind the vehicle, and you could barely see the number because the camera wasn't focusing correctly. But again, this is a vehicle that had about 7 numbers in it, and in between the 7 number, the number 32 was there. You could barely see it, and I'm gonna try to pause it to where you can see it.
Just dropped my son off to school, and again, alright, so just dropped my son off to school. And
well, it may be difficult, but I think
I pulled off.
that I've done enough video showing the pattern that, you know, hopefully you guys understand. So again, I pull out and approach this vehicle, and this vehicle had the number 32. Again, you know, it's unbelievable.
Which
the
number
things
again?
that these
the
people
license
do.
plate that I happened to pull up on.
Now, so when I drop my son off when I'm driving, this is the route that I take. So I make the left and I come around to go up this street right here, which is Bedford Avenue. Now, I have never seen a school bus parked there, okay? And there's a reason why the school bus is parked there. Now, I didn't notice it before until I got closer. Then I'm like, oh, okay. See that number? 2321. The number 32.
This bus has never parked up here before. And this is a route that I take whenever I'm taking my daughter and dropping off my son to school. So, yep. They will place vehicles, they will strategically place vehicles along the route that they know that I take, that have the number of the license plate, or in terms of the school bus, the number that is associated with that particular school bus.
Okay. you know, those who are not TIs, you know, you look at these videos, you may not get what I'm trying to explain. Some, hopefully, may get and understand it. Okay? And for those TIs that are experiencing the same thing, you know, there's nothing you can do about it in terms of, you know, trying to ignore it, because you can't. You're being conditioned. Okay? The only how you'll be able to do something about it is if you go to a hypnotherapist. Okay? They're able to recondition your mind so that you don't recognize those triggers and you don't associate it to anything. But you're going to have a hard time trying to find someone, a hypnotherapist, to do this. Because they're going to exert every effort to prevent you from going to see someone that can reverse the psychological conditioning that they have done to you. I've tried it. Okay? You'll get no call back. And if you go to the facility, they will give you the runaround. And they'll even close their door. Okay? To prevent you from going to anyone who can recognize the conditioning and who can recondition your mind in a way which is the opposite of what the government has done to you. When I say the government, I mean those who operate in a place of authority within government agencies, whether it be security agencies, state agencies, mental health agencies. They're all make up of the government. Okay? So, it's going to be very, very difficult. Like I said, I've tried it. Alright? So, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. You know, last week and a half, they've been doing things to try to prevent me from doing recordings. But this week, I'm back on track. So some of the videos coming up that you'll see will be from last week or the week before. So, you know, just want to let you know that. Okay? Have a good day.